So, what is the development program? The new functionality that we've rolled out is to enable you to create any award schemes that you have, whether that is for a national body, such as British Gymnastics or Swim England, or one that you may have created within your organisation and want to implement and allow your members to keep track as well. First, I'm going to be showing you how it works. So we're going to look at the creation of the award scheme. To do so, I'm going to need to come over to Settings and down to Development Program. There are two options. So the ability to load the development program and also to create a development program. If you are a swimming club or a gymnastics club, we have taken the liberty of preloading the British Gymnastics and Swim England awards on here for you. And the ones that are available are dependent on the type of account that you have. If anyone is having any issues loading any of the awards that are applicable to them, please let us know by emailing the team at LoveAdmin.com, and we'll make sure to get your account updated so that you can download these development programs onto your device. So I've clicked onto Load Development Program, and then I get a list of the options for the development programs that I can choose. I'm going to click on this first one here, and I'm going to click Open. This then automatically downloads the program that we've built. If I click into levels here, I can see all of the levels available to me from badge 8 down to badge 1. I can also see what the skills are for each badge. And I can edit them and their abbreviations if I wish. If I wanted to add additional skills, I can do so by clicking on Add New Skill here, but we'll cover that as we go through creating one. And if I want to go back to see my levels and to look at different skills, I can come back by clicking the level button. Part of the development program is not just being able to see what level they are, what skills they're working towards, but also whether or not they're able to pass that skill. So what you can do is build pre-canned reasons for not achieving a skill with suggestions on what that student can practice in order to pass the skill the next time. I'm going to go back to the development program home because we will be going over these in more detail as we start to create our own development program. To create a new one, I want to click on the Create Development Program button here. When building a new development program, you can set what levels you have. So I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to call it my Elite Awards. And then I'm going to then click levels to then create my levels and the level abbreviation. So I'm going to call this bronze. I'm going to keep my abbreviation as the same, and then I'm going to tell the system that's my level. Within this level, what skills are also required to pass this level. Now, you don't have to have each student complete all of the skills, but it will give you a subtotal, which I'll show you later on in the webinar, of how many skills they have passed when you're recording what levels they have actually achieved. So I can say what skill it is, so I might want to say they can do a handstand. And again, I have an option to add a video or upload an image so that I can show and illustrate what that skill should be. And then I can also add what to practice. So this comes hand in hand with if a student doesn't pass their skill, you can say you haven't passed this handstand skill, but you might want to practice these in order to kind of work your way towards achieving it. So for handstand, I might want to look at balance, and I'm going to then set a frequency, so how many times a week they should do it. I'm going to say twice a week. And for how long they should do that as well, I'm going to give it 10 minutes. Again, with the what to practice, I can then insert an image or a video, and I can also add as many skills as I need. So I can go in, press add, and I'm going to say handstand against the wall. And I'm going to say they should practice once a week on a school night. When I've completed all of my my skills, I can hover over save, and it will ask me if I want to add additional skills, if I wanted to add reasons for not achieving skill, or if I just want to save this and move on. I'm going to go into save and add reasons for not achieving skills. So here my skill has turned up, and I can say I want to add a reason for not achieving, and my reason is couldn't hold for a minute. And again, I've got my what to practice, and I can select the ones that I've already created. So I can say I think you should practice if you a handstand against a wall if you can't hold it for up to a minute. So I'm going to say that that is my reason for not achieving. There's my first skill. So I'm going to save, and I'm going to come back to the main menu. So now I have both of my award schemes, the one that I've preloaded and the one that I've created myself. At any time, I can go in and edit the title of the award. So I can click on the pencil sign, and I can go in and I can just edit the name. Again, I can view my levels, add new skills, add new levels by clicking on the View Levels button. Now, although the development programs might be pre-canned against this, this page, this doesn't mean that they're active. In order to activate them so that I can record the progress of my students, I need to tick the enable box. Once it's ticked, the system will automatically save it, and you don't have to do anything else, but it would then be available for selection. The next part I'm going to move on to is going to be how to use the recording of the development program. Before I do, are there any questions? Perfect. So, once I've built my development program or I've loaded my development program, I now want to go in and record what levels my students are on. I can do this by going into two places, either an individual contacts record or by doing it at a group level. Please note, the options for the development program will only appear in the classes, courses, membership categories, optional extras, or standard group lists available under the contacts menu. For this instance, I'm going to go into classes. I'm going to pick my class, which has my students in it. And I can then either select one or all of my students. If I hover over the actions button, I then can see the options to update the development program. So the options that you have are to update the level, so the overall level of what they're currently working towards. The next option is the skills within the level that they're working on, to update that they've achieved a skill, or to update that they have achieved an entire level. The grayed out option down here is the award star of the week. So you can award a star of the week to a student. However, it only appears if one person is selected. So you can only record one person as a star of the week. I'm going to select all. And the first thing I'm going to do is update the level working towards. So I'm going to say that they're working on this. I've got my badges. I can click on which badge it was and press OK. Then make sure that it is every student on this list. And then I have two options. I can either just leave it there and then update that they're working on badge 8, or I can click on update level working towards and display skills, and that will take me to choose what skills they are currently working on as well. So I'm going to click on that. Here I'm presented with all the skills that are within that badge, and I can select either one person is working on it, or if I choose the menu up here, then all contacts are working on it. And then I can save. Part of this feature will be updates to our new app, which will have a timeline for parents to follow the progress of their children, or members to follow the progress of themselves. You can choose then to publish this on their timeline and when it should show. So maybe you are ahead of the game and you're saying, I don't want them to be alerted until the 1st of each month. So I can go in and say, please update the timeline for the 1st of April at 3 p.m. after school. And then I save that. That would be updated to the app view. My screen is a bit frozen here, sorry, apologies for that. So that's updated now. So now that I know that my students are now working on badge 8 and I've assigned them skills, that would be the same option as the update skills working on. So as I said, they're working on badge 8, I also said they're working on some skills. If I wanted to add some more skills to that, I can come into update skills working on, which will bring a new tab up and we'll say, okay, what do you want to do? I want to update the badge 8 and say that they're also going to be working, or they've worked on this one already, and so therefore that one's already done, and I'm going to save that updated. Now, once you've done your assessments, you can then go in and update this from our app, which again I'll touch upon just later. However, if I wanted to then look at an individual contact, I can go into their record by clicking on their name or searching them in the top menu. So now what you'll find is in the Actions menu, you will also have Star of the Week and Development Program. If you've already allocated a level to that contact, then you'll be able to see an overview of the levels that they're working on. I have the option to just mark that as complete from here, but if I click on the name, it will drop down with what they are working on. Now, this screen will show you a big overview of every skill. It would also allow you to mark whether or not they've passed or failed. You can then say, yep, they've passed that skill, or they haven't passed this skill, and then I can select who has run the assessment and on what date the assessment was made. And I can press save. It's probably going to be more likely that you want to update many people at once. So again, this is also available from the group level, where I can select everybody, and under the actions, I can update skill achievement. Where again, I have the option to select what badge, and I can update either at mass using the top options here, or I can do an individual, and I can say they haven't achieved because of this reason, and I can save. So again, I can save here, or I can go back to update another group of levels that students are working on. I'm going to save and return to group. So in order to be able to even see these access rights, as there's a development program, you need the right access rights. So before I move on to that, do we have any questions? So my administrators, if I've got partial admin rights, my admin rights will need updating. If I have full admin rights, the system will automatically give you permissions to see the development program for creating new awards or to record. I'm going to go into my administrators, so I've just gone into contact system groups, and I'm going to go into my administrators group, into admin 1, hover over actions, and I'm going to view or edit access rights. Within the screen, you will obviously have the ability to continue to select all of the other options that you have before. However, you will see the development program is broken down into what sections that administrator can update. Down under the settings, you'd also have the option to give them the ability to create development programs. Once you press save, that will update, and they will then be able to access this via the web browser. I have been mentioning the app that we have released. The LoveAdmin app is actually available now on Android devices. We do have different versions of the app. So we have Love Gymnastics and Love Sports if you prefer to use those versions. All three are available on Android by searching LoveAdmin. And if you want to use it on an iOS device, an Apple device, currently that's being verified by the App Store, but the Love Gymnastics app is available. Within that app, you will be able to update skills against groups of contacts like we have here, see what they're working on and what skills have been assigned to them. It will also allow members to make payments and update their details. Further to this, we will be updating, so I mentioned again the timeline. The timeline will be available to for your customers to keep up to date and get notifications on the development of their either their child or themselves. And if you want more information about that, we will be sending out more correspondence about the apps very shortly. But please email us on the team@loveadmin.com if you have specific questions about downloading the app. If you'd like to know more about the development program, you can email help@loveadmin.com, where our help team will be happy to help you along with creating or using the development program functionality. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. Thank you very much for joining me. We will be keeping the chat on for a little bit longer, just so that you can answer any questions that you may not have asked already. Happy recording of your students' development.